What's up, guys? I just got to work. It's about 5:45 in the morning and I am super excited because I'm going to be installing my new turbocharger later. This video is going to be a little bit different from the norm. It's pretty much going to be an update on a couple things I got going with the car. I'm going to get that turbo installed and going to go see my friend Robert, aka Rob Spec, at his shop, and I'm going to have a downpipe built for the turbo. It's probably going to make like 99 pounds of boost at idle or something crazy like that. I'm also going to talk about a new video series I'm going to be starting. Hey, I'm going to do a project on one of my friend's cars. I'm super excited to start it. I think you guys are going to be stoked on it. You're going to learn a lot from it. Other than that, I got to get to work. I'll pick this back up later. We'll do some wrenching. See ya. Here we are in the garage. Now, as most of you know, I have a mad JDM turbocharger on the Miata. But after 27,000 miles of abuse, 14 PSI, this thing has finally given up on me. Now this is the Bell Engineering chinacharger, the T25, T28 hybrid. You can see inside there where the blades are contacting the compressor housing. So it's time for this thing to get replaced. So I picked myself up a Garrett GT2554R in the pursuit of the ultimate spool. Now, there are some things you need to consider when you're replacing your turbocharger. Several things, actually. And that's kind of what I want to go over in this video. So you got your turbocharger, but there are quite a few small details you have to work out before you can actually put it on your car. You got to think about things like the manifold flange, the downpipe flange, compressor inlet size, compressor outlet size, oil drain, oil feed, water lines, wastegate bracket, turbo clocking. So I'm going to kind of go over those things in this video. Alright, I'm going to cover each one of these things really quickly, so if you have any questions about any of these steps, go ahead and feel free to drop me a comment. First thing we're going to do is clock our compressor housing. Now, these things have usually a giant clip that you're going to need snap ring pliers to get off. You just need to compress this ring, pull it out just like that. Now be really careful after you remove your compressor housing because it is very easy to damage the blades of the compressor wheel. So find a safe place to set the turbo. One minor detail about the compressor housing. Mine came with this port for the wastegate. I don't like to read boost off of the compressor housing because it's not as accurate as reading it after the intercooler. So I went ahead and ordered a 1/8 NPT plug that I'm going to replace this with. So I already had it loose. You can go ahead and take it out. Alright, I got my plug in there like that. Next up, you want to clock your CHRA, which is the center section of the turbo. You need your oil drain to be vertical because it's gravity fed. So the drain, which is that right there, needs to be facing straight downwards. All you have to do, loosen up all these bolts right here. Just got to crack them loose basically, and you can rotate your CHRA to the desired angle. I got this turbo from a Honda turbo kit, so the wastegate bracket puts this solenoid at totally the wrong angle. But I'm just going to cut and modify the existing bracket because I know it can handle at least 35 VTECs. Alright, so there's my completed JDM bracket that I threw together. Don't know whether to be proud of that or not. Next up, I got to use this little oil restrictor. Per Garrett's website, the oil pressure needs to be restricted to 45 PSI at the engine's red line. The Miata makes about 65 PSI, so I'm going to go ahead and put this restrictor in. So turbo swap day 2. So pretty much what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the downpipe. I'm going to unbolt the turbo. Just going to disconnect all the lines, and I will pick it up when all that's finished. Alright, so here we go. We got compressor inlet, compressor outlet disconnected, oil feed, water lines, oil drain disconnected. The downpipe is completely disconnected and removed. They are at the halfway point. Just got to keep pushing on. I got all my fittings on the turbo. This thing's pretty much ready to go on. And I'm doing AN for the oil feed line. And in case you didn't know how AN works, I just want to show you guys. You just cut your line to length, and then this here is a part of the AN fitting. Literally just put it on the end of your line. Then you take the other piece of your AN fitting, just start threading it in like that. Just throw a wrench on one end, throw a wrench on the other end. Tighten it up until the nuts are snug together, and then just give it a little bit extra. Do not over tighten these. They're aluminum, so they're really easy to strip. But that's it right there. Alright guys, so turbo is installed and got pretty late last night, so I just want to hurry up and get this thing in. Just kind of want to show you a few steps of the process. So that bad boy's in there. Some of you probably seen this on Instagram, the new LS2 coil setup with super sloppy wiring. I'm actually going to do a little how-to video on how to do little wiring tucks, how to cut and extend harnesses and stuff like that. New ignition system, new turbo, E85, and I'm gonna go get dyno tuned next week. So take this thing for a drive, and we're heading over to Rob's Spec right now, my buddy's shop. So pick it back up when we get there. So the China Charger that I came off of is very, very similar in size to the new Garrett. But just the fact that the new turbo is ball bearing makes it so much more responsive and spool up so much faster. The peak numbers are probably not going to be any higher, but it just makes the car so much more fun. I'm building 10 pounds of boost at 3,000 RPM, where before I'd only see 3 or 4 pounds of boost. That's a big difference on the track. That's a lot of corner exit power. When you stand on it up in the higher RPMs, it's just instant power. It's not just about those peak numbers. When I get this thing dyno tuned, I'm going to show you the before and after dyno, and you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. Freaking out Rob Spec right now, getting some V-band street cred on this new exhaust system. I'm just getting my exhaust finished up right now. Pretty much deleted all the things I didn't like. 2 bolt flanges, 2 1/4 inch piping, and 90-degree bends. We're all JDM V-banded up, straight 2 1/2 inch all the way, straight back out. Dynamax bullet, Dynamax race bullet muffler. And we're gonna get this thing on the dyno next weekend, and I'll let you know what kind of power it makes. I told you I'd be announcing a new video series, so here it is. Let me know what you think. I told you I was gonna introduce my next video series. This is Miguel's 96 M edition. Hella JDM, naturally aspirated, but we're gonna change that because Car Passion Channel is gonna boost Miguel's car. So basically the video series is gonna be how to boost your car as cheap as possible, because this food's on a budget. So let me know in the comment section, you guys want to see how to boost your Miata as cheap as possible? Too bad if you don't, because we're gonna do it. Look at this thing, it just needs boost. We're gonna put literally the shiniest intercooler money can buy, just stuff it in there gigantic style.
Polish it.
Polish it. Ridiculously loud blow off valve somewhere. Chrome, we'll probably cut a hole in the hood. Nah, just kidding, we're not Haggard Garage. Those guys are pretty chill though. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna be doing a series on. Wideband install will be in that series also.